In this video, I'm gonna share 12 unspoken rules about Prague, Czech Republic with you guys. These things are gonna be absolutely essential for you to know in order to avoid awkward situations or even arguments. So let's dive right into it. Let's start with something super basic: getting physical with strangers. Czech people value their personal space.
I care about my personal space. Whoa, whoa! Hey! Who's around me right now?
You might notice it when you get on a tram and there's just one person sitting there. If you sit right next to them, they might give you a side eye. That is not normal here. If there's plenty of space, a local will try to be as far away as possible from other passengers or customers in a restaurant, let's say. If there's no space, oh well, you cannot do anything about it, but it's generally not considered okay to rub shoulders with strangers.
Včera jsem tam byl. No, jako ten meeting nedopadl úplně nejlíp, ale bylo to slibné. Myslím si, že ještě jeden meeting, myslím, že to dopadne dobře, no. Jo, říkala to, no. To se všechno uvidí, takže to prostě nepůjde jen tak. Musíme na tom trochu zapracovat, ale myslím si, že když... Pardon?
Czech people generally value politeness. When you ask someone for directions, such as to Charles Bridge, start with a greeting. Whether you speak Czech, English, or any other language, try to be formal. It will go a long way. Where's Charles Bridge? Excuse me?
Yes,
Can you please tell me where is Charles Bridge?
it's about 700 meters this way.
If you want to be polite, locals might ignore you. Or worse, you might learn a few Czech swear words, which will be also an insight into Czech culture. Say something.
Do prdele.
Václav.
I thought I was supposed to say bad things.
Yes.
But I'm saying that.
When crossing tram tracks, always make sure there's no tram approaching, since they have the right of way and do not stop for pedestrians. Sometimes people start stalling on the tram tracks or simply do not notice the tram and get in the way. Please remember, this is not so much of an unspoken rule, but an actual one. Trams, especially old ones, do need a few meters to brake, and those few meters can be crucial for your survival. For those of you wanting to start a conversation with a Czech person, be prepared for honesty. If you ask, "How are you?" you are likely to receive a genuine answer. Czech people are very straightforward and do not sugarcoat things. Let's test it. How are you, Václav?
I could be better.
You see, it really works. On the contrary, if you try to be overly friendly, people might perceive you as disingenuous or even fake. It would be pretty strange if a Czech person comes up to you and they're like, "Hi, how are you? How are you doing? Jak se máš?"
That's very uncomfortable. Stop doing that. Stop touching me.
You're too nice. Ew. Go away. If you do manage to get an invite to a Czech person's household, don't forget to remove your shoes before you enter their apartment. It is considered to be basic rule that everyone knows about. No one will let you to bring dirt from the street on their perfectly clean carpet. You might be given a pair of slippers, maybe even colorful ones. Remember that in Prague, your shoes don't get to join your party, but your socks do, so make sure you don't have holes in them. By the way, if you see a pregnant lady, an elderly person, or a child who needs to take a seat on Prague public transport, please give up your seat. It is something that locals here do quite often.
Já mám právo sedět. Podívej se na sebe, ty tlustá svině.
Occasionally, Prague public transport will be crowded. That means you might have to get off the vehicle to let other passengers enter or exit the transport. You may also have to stand at the door and wait up until everyone exits the public transport. This is completely normal and shows good manners. Don't litter or be loud in public spaces. Being loud after 10 p.m. and littering will automatically make you an inconsiderate tourist. One thing people notice when they arrive here is how clean everything is. Look, this is just a random street, there is no trash, and people like to keep it that way.
You want to tell me what you're doing? Littering on my street?
But it's not just about the physical litter, it's also about the noise littering. The human litter, no. When you enter a tram or a metro, you will notice that no one is talking on the phone, or at least if they do, they try to keep it quiet. It is also quite common when someone calls you and you are taking a public transport to just reply very shortly that I'm on a tram, I cannot talk, I will call you back later. That might be surprising for a lot of people who arrive here, but yeah, Czech people don't like when you scream on public transport or in public spaces and litter. People are so clean here, sometimes you can see them showering in public water fountains. No, I'm joking, nobody does that. Well, some people do that, but it is generally frowned upon. Also, if you're loud in public spaces, someone might actually scold you, and that will be unpleasant. It is not the culture of the stiff upper lip here. People will tell you what they think straight away. When going through busy streets or metro, try to keep it on the right. This will help the foot traffic flow smoothly and avoid confusion. This rule is important to remember while you're using the escalators, because as you will see, everyone will be standing on the right side, leaving the left side for people who need to run down or up the escalators. It even made it to the Czech news when Prague public transport company has found out that the escalators were a little bit damaged because everyone just keeps standing on the right, so maybe they were leaning like that. So they ran a survey and asked people if they mind changing their habit and also standing on the left side of the escalators, and about 80% of the population said no, we will keep standing on the right side, leaving the left side for the quicker traffic. Think about it as if you are using a highway, when if you want to go slow or stand, in our case, you keep it to the right, and if you need to go super fast, you go on the left side. When entering small shops, elevators, train compartments, or while sharing tables with strangers, greet them with Dobrý den, and say na shledanou when leaving. Shledanou. This acknowledges the shared space and is considered basic politeness. It is also kind of creepy if you don't do that, especially when you enter an elevator. Dobrý den. Being on time, extremely important. Czech people pride themselves for their punctuality. And I know time is relative, and in some countries it is absolutely normal to be even 1 hour late, but not here. Here, if you are 15, 10 or even 5 minutes late, you are supposed to inform whoever is waiting for you that you are running late. And if you are late for a formal event, let's say you have a reservation in a restaurant, or you got tickets for a concert, or you have a reservation for a tour, being late is a no-go. You might arrive in vain because no one will be still stalling for you at the meeting point. You might be denied your reservation or even an entry to a theater. When it comes to formal events, Czech people tend to arrive in advance, let's say 10 minutes ahead of time. And it is not uncommon that a formal event will start even a little bit early. So let's say your ticket says 10 p.m., but it will start at 9:55. Let's talk about Czech customer service. It could be described as neutral, polite, but not overly friendly. It is just simply not a thing. Nobody will be putting a fake smile to make you happy when you enter a restaurant. If a waiter is smiling at you, it's likely because they have a good mood and they like their job. If they're not smiling, oh well. When it comes to shopping assistants, they don't assist you much around here. The exception is luxury stores or big cosmetic store chains such as Sephora or Douglas, where shopping assistants are actually interested in selling you more stuff. Otherwise, they will be just doing their job, folding things, making sure that the store is clean. If you are wondering how much to tip in the Czech Republic, we made a whole video about it. We will link it down below. And last but definitely not least, please don't refer to Prague or Czech Republic as Eastern Europe. It is not Eastern Europe, it is Central Europe. I have no idea why would anyone call it Eastern Europe. Alright guys, thank you for watching and we will see you in our next video. Bye!